Remember one of the most devastating things. I want to recall one of the most devastating things that happened to me in my life. So in 2009, we took Kester. Remember Kester? We used to take e-taxi. So Kester, we're going to an interview with IK at Rhythm FM. We're in traffic for 2 hours on that Lekki road. And throughout this time, we're calling IK, we're so sorry. We put the channel on Rhythm FM. We're so sorry, we're so sorry, we're so sorry. All this time, they were playing MI's music, playing some other songs. The moment we walked, and at that time, MI had dropped Talk About It, Wande Cole had dropped Mushin to More Hits. So throughout the trip, they were saying, MI is coming to the studio, MI is going to be in the studio, MI is going to be in the studio. The moment we walked into the studio and IK said, MI is in the building, I think like 20 calls in succession were for Wande Cole. They were like, you remember? We sat down and play me bumper to bumper. And in our minds, we're like, this 50K we asked Aldo to give us to get people to call this radio station. It could have gone a long way. And that was the first time that I realized the importance of having a label behind you. People who would think on your behalf. I don't think Wande would at any point decide that. And I currently manage Wande, so I know the kind of person he is. I don't think Wande will wake up in the morning and say, all right, guys, let's put aside 10K. MI is going to the studio today. The moment MI gets into the studio, let's get our team to call and ask for bumper to bumper, and you bad. No joke. For 20 minutes in that interview, that's all people. IK just played MI's music because he was like, this is bad. Right? So the importance of a label. But now, continuing the conversation about leadership and what the industry needs. I know you started talking about that. But, so the question now is how? How do we build, for me, here's my take about and I say this to all my students know this story. For me, the industry is like a guy called Ade. So, Ade used to work for Elizade Motors, hypothetically, right? And I don't know, maybe recession or they were letting people go. So Ade got fired. But Ade has been working for 25 years, fixing Toyota cars. This is all he knows to do, right? And then they tell Ade to go. Ade leaves, goes and sets up a roadside mechanic shop. But remember, he's a Toyota guy. But the problem with the roadside mechanic shop is the guy with the BMW is going to show up. The guy with the Mercedes-Benz is going to show up. But Ade cannot tell them he can't fix the car. Right? So Ade has to lie. So Ade will tell you, guy, it be like saying a crankshaft. It be like saying a fan belt until he either mistakenly fixes the car or he destroys it. Right? Now, that's one problem. A bigger problem is Ade has 4 people that work with him. Right? And these 4 people are learning all the things Ade does. They are doing it the wrong way. they are learning everything. Now, these 4 guys are going to get their independence. That's what they call it, Abi.
And set up 4 other.
And set up 4 other Ade replicas.
And you can never learn everything the master knows.
No.
So they will not even know what Ade knows.
So they go and set it up, and then they lie to people. And so we have a web of people doing business the wrong way. This is what I think the Nigerian music industry is, right?
There's something that we have, though, as black people, where we don't trust each other. And I don't know what it is. One day I was meeting with a Rock Nation rep, and he told me, he said, because I'm black, if I offer to do business with you now, you're going to say, what does this guy want? But he said, if I was a white guy and I came, I said, hey, I got an opportunity for you. You'd be like, man, sir, yeah, exactly. I want you to meet my family. Oh, this is my good friend, Rick. He's from America. There's something that we have about looking at another black person and knowing that they're going to benefit from something you're doing, and it ticks something off in us. And I don't know, I think that as a responsibility, because we are going to find out that it doesn't work. Our industry, the way it's going, you're going to find out that people are going to need money for medical issues. There's going to be a lot of creative, talented people that are going to have need the support of a structure that are not going to have it. A lot of problems are coming for our industry. We're going to see that our best talent will continuously be poached by the West. And when they're poached, they're going to sign deals because they don't have lawyers that represent their interest. They're going to sign deals that are bad for them. And they're going to go out there. And we're going to see the repercussions of all this. And we don't have to look too far because it's already happening to our black brothers and sisters in the States.
Yeah.
We can look and see what's happening there. We can go and read about Motown. We can read. It's coming for us. The only difference is that we're happy to get $1 million today. But we don't know that they're making $100 million, right? But when we see that he has failed, I think it's going to be our job to train our children to operate no longer in fear, but in love. No longer to be afraid of somebody because they're Igbo, they're Yoruba, and we don't trust those people, where they're from. But to say, hey, if I love my brother and I'm willing to sacrifice and to give, then I can build something beautiful. Because I believe that that's where, like, working out of the place of love, when Steve Jobs talks about Apple is a company that wants to change the world, and we want to work with people that want to change the world. What he's talking about is love. He's telling you, you have to love what you do, you have to be passionate about it. And because of that, 5, 6 kids will come together and work on a dream and work on it for 30 years and become billionaires. It's the same story for Steve Jobs, for Bill Gates, for Phil Knight, for all these guys. They were all young guys that changed the world. Warren Buffett, all these guys, young guys. Jeff Bezos, it's happening in China. But here, our billionaires are either lucky, the right place at the right time, they know the right person. You know what I mean? I mean, which of our billionaires do you know that makes an exceptional product? Think about that. Which of our billionaires do we know makes a product that's so good that the whole world? It's more about being being there first mover advantage. Because for Bill Gates to be where he is, he had to make Windows and redefine the world. And then Steve Jobs had to come and make Apple and redefine the world. Nike changed the world. All these companies are changing the world for them to get to the money. Oprah changed the world. Jay-Z, all these guys. But here is about who I know and who gives me oil block and who puts me in position. And we have to change that because there's no value in that.
Yeah.
That is not a way for us. Sorry, go ahead.
I think another way to look at it is, LD said this thing, the best way to, I think LD said it best. Our billionaires do not know how to do business. Most do not. So if you sit with someone, one of two things. He knows how to do business, but he's afraid to tell you, which is trust. Or they stole the money, so they can't tell you how to get this money without stealing it and without admitting that they stole it. So it's also another issue. And I agree. I agree with you.